Email, which stands for electronic mail, goes back as far as 1973, but didn't really become mainstream until Hotmail came around in 1996. And it took off fast. People loved email. And even before Google's Gmail came out in 2004, email really was everywhere. It's still used today as a very important way of communicating. You have an email address already as part of being in the Granite School District. Your email address is your 444 at granitesd.org. The 444 is the first 4 letters of your first name, the first 4 letters of your last name, and the first 4 numbers of your student number. To make an email address, you then add the @ sign followed by granitesd.org. The @ sign in an email is very, very important. Every single email has an @ sign. All email addresses are made up of a username and a domain name. If you had an email with yahoo.com and your username was SpongeBob27, your email address would be SpongeBob27 at yahoo.com. So your username for this class is the 444, and the domain name of your email is granitesd.org. Now, there's a lot we could talk about when it comes to email. But before we get into the details of subjects, CCs, forwards, attachments, and more, let's just try to send an email. You may have already done this, but regardless, let's all send one now. Please sign in to your Google account. Then click on Google's App Launcher. It's the 9-square Rubik's Cube looking button on the top right. Then select Gmail. On the left, you have a big button that says Compose. To compose something means to write or create something. Often musicians will use the word compose when they talk about writing a song. You could say, for example, Taylor Swift is good at composing music. It means she's good at writing songs. We also use the word compose when we write an email. So to write a new email, click the Compose button. You might notice a lot of different things, but let's focus on just 3 for right now. To, subject, and this big blank area. The to is who you are sending the email to. This is where you will type in the email address of the person you want to send the email to. If you wanted to send an email to Mr. Pettit, you'd put his email address in the to spot. The subject is the title of your email. Keep it short, but make it descriptive. If you were emailing Mr. Pettit because you were worried about your grades, you might say, for your subject, grade concern. If you were emailing McDonald's because you think Ronald McDonald the clown is too creepy for young children, and he kind of is, right? You might make the subject of your email, Ronald is too creepy. Now, this big area at the bottom, this is where you compose or write your email. Now, your assignment for today is to first get an email address from someone in the class. Then, compose an email and send it to them. What should be in your email? I want you to tell them a story, something that happened during your pandemic summer. Maybe you could tell them your story about when the earthquake hit. Maybe you want to tell them about how Black Lives Matter affected you. It doesn't really matter what the story is about, but tell them a story. And when you're finished composing your email, hit the send button. Now, when someone sends you an email, please read it and respond. How do you respond to an email? Well, let me show you. When you have an email open, you'll see a little arrow icon at the top right. If you put your mouse over it but don't click on it, you'll see it says Reply. if you hit the reply arrow button, a new composition area will open up. And here, you can compose and then send an email back to the person that wrote you. For today's assignment, when you receive an email, please reply to that email. They will probably tell you a story, and they should, about their pandemic summer, and your job is to read it and then politely respond to their story. Politely. So if someone told you a story about how they got a new dog, you might respond with an email like this: "That's awesome! I hope you and your new dog have a lot of fun together." After you compose an email and tell someone a story, and after they respond to your story, I want you to forward that email to your teacher. Next to the reply button are 3 little dots. If you click on them, some options will appear. Choose the forward option. Then, in the to line, write your teacher's email address. If you have Mr. Pettit, type wpettit@granitesd.org. If you have Mr. Kendall, use his email address, nkendell1@granitesd.org. If you'd like, type a quick message like, "Here are our emails," and then hit send. If you're a distance learner, you are welcome to email a family member instead of a fellow student. Tell them your story, have them reply, and then forward that email to your teacher. Good luck, everyone, and if you have any problems, please just let your teacher know. We're here to help.